Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays, where I have spiritual shorts. And I'm your spiritual teacher today, Tamara Caulder Richardson, a 6-time near-death experiencer, a multiple spiritually transformative experiencer, International Evidential Medium, Christ channeler, as well as an ultra-dimensional channeler. And welcome to my channel, the Seeking Heaven channel. And today I have a very interesting topic, but before I begin, I just want to remind you, please like, share, make comments, watch my past episodes, and as well as consider becoming a channel member, or even a one-time monthly donation is very much so appreciated. So thank you for supporting me on this channel. Now, onto our topic. Our topic today, we're going to find out if you're a starseed. So what are the 12 traits of being a starseed? Well, I think before we begin, we need to clarify, what is a starseed? So a starseed, as I understand it, are advanced spiritual beings. Now, they're from, well, I'm going to go the macro version and the micro version. So a starseed would be a person, a human now, that is originally from another planet or another solar system, but maybe they've forgotten, okay? And I'll explain why that's important. Some of these starseeds here on Earth exhibit certain abilities spiritually, or they must show an inclination toward spiritual things and also scientific things that make this a better world, like a utopia world. But the star seeds that I'm talking about are supposedly people that are here that are human, that have, you might want to call an alien ET, ultra-dimensional, which includes ET beings in the galaxy. It could be those hidden among us on Earth, underground, the ocean. Doesn't have to be just space. And the ultra-dimensionals could be the higher realm, etheric type bodies that and ET that we normally think of, like with the grays. There are also celestial types that are more like what we consider angels. So the theory is that we share some of the DNA that these other galactic races do. And so a starseed is someone that is here on Earth, and they have incarnated at this time to inspire and to help heal human beings. And they've also agreed to participate on the mission now to help the planet's evolution and move toward from a greed-based buy stuff to more of a brotherly unity type love, or working together, sharing, and really building upon those factors really that Christ taught about love your neighbor. And they're here at this time to do so. Some are just waking up to that. They might have had a regular 9-to-5 job, and they are now waking up to the fact that I feel the real need to go to learn Reiki, or I feel the need to have an animal rescue, whatever it is that you're calling to. This could be one thing. Many star seeds work with the Christ-like energy, as well as many are psychic or intuitive, or have mediumship abilities, as well as healing abilities, can manipulate energy, as well as they bring channel messages like myself. And why is that? Well, their frequency's different. You know some of these people, it might be you. Their frequency is different than a person that doesn't recognize things that maybe you do. So it's easier for our galactic brothers and sisters to work with people like this. Now, with that said, I'm not talking about maybe some of the more negative type galactic races. There's, whether it be, not to call out names, but the grays, the reptilian, or some that might have that connotation. But so many that that we're supposedly related to and share some of the DNA are very much so a higher vibration than Earth's world. They're built on love and trust and unity. And these are the ones that are helping us, I do believe, that are helping us right now, on not only individually by raising our own frequency, but also this world's. And I think that there are times they have interacted as well. So let's find out if you're a starseed. Now, before I begin the starseed, I say light worker, starseed, a lot of light workers, and let me define that really quick. Light workers, these are just people that are here So many of them, sometimes they do make money, sometimes they don't. People like me, I do make money from my mediumship. However, not much. I do a lot of uh, spend extra time with people. I do charity work. I spend 80 some hours on this channel, and I actually don't make any money right now. It would be nice to have a sponsor to do or to do so. I mean, I'm not against it, but I do this because I feel this as a yearning in my soul to be able to help humanity, because I have things that I know that I feel could give comfort and relief to some people. And that is the type of person that you'll find generally in a starseed. So let's go over the 12 traits. Number 1, you are spiritually awake and you actively seek your highest soul's path. That means usually that person loves all things spiritual. You know, they're signed up to every spiritual conference, especially if it's free. And I have a few, so make sure you sign up and subscribe and sign up to my newsletter at southernbellemedium.com. And that's Bell with an E, because I'm involved with free events all the time, and people read a lot. I read a lot. If there's a topic I feel like that I need some clarity on or want to remember, I will read something on, and I'm kind of led and work with my guides on that. So the first one is you are spiritually awake and you're actively seeking some type of spiritual answers. The second one, you have an intense desire to assist others to help them awaken and help heal them. So there's a generosity of your nature, and there's a lovingness that's there. So intense desire to assist others on their journey. Number 3, empathic to the needs of others. You can sense when someone's hurting emotionally, or when they're suffering in some way, or they need some guidance. You're very empathic. You sense that. Number 4, you are a spiritual teacher and a student, and you take on the role of both. So the others that may not be where you are have understanding that you will take the time to help clarify things for them. At the same time, you're a lifelong student. You'll put yourself in whatever you need to do to learn certain topics. And you'll find that people are like this. They really like watching my channel because I like the same things too. And the topics that that people are interested in their spiritual growth could be things that awaken people, such as near-death experiences. That is a form of awakening, right? Because it's near death. Some died and came back, and some are just close to it. But that's type of awakening. Kundalini awakening. People that have spiritually transformative experiences like seeing UFOs, having ET ultradimensional contact, channeling, mediumship. All of these are ways people that have a trigger that opens that door. And so people are interested in, what does the afterlife contain? What are ancient healings, crystals, many spiritual topics that people are interested in. I try to have a lot of those on my channel. And I also am a master teacher. I've been since 3 years old. Well, even before that, I remember being not in my body, I was before pre-baby memories. And then very early on, I was astral traveling like crazy and doing all sorts of stuff as a baby. I have those memories in a baby bed. But then at 3 years old and on, I had my 6 near-death experiences. And so it was like checking in with home base. And that was something that I contracted and set up with beforehand, about that I wanted to have experiences and so forth to help me in this world. And I'm very grateful now at this point in my life with my spiritual gifts of knowing things and being able to understand and hear my guides and getting direction. And I'm appreciative of that. So 4 would be spiritual teacher and lifelong student. Number 5, you have an ideal utopia view for this planet. What does that mean? Well, look at the opposite. There are people that fear-based, or they're looking at things in a planet full of duality, us and them. And that's really an illusion. It's all about, we're all in this together. We're all on planet Earth together. So you'll find that people that want a better world, that have this perfect image of the way things should be and are doing their part toward that is a big one. And that's number 5. And that would be looking at things in an ideal view. 6, Many times you'll find starseeds, they think for themselves, which is why they're able to get out of the dogma or the mental traps we have on this earth. They're able to do that because they're free thinkers. They are free spirits, free thinkers, and they trust their own guidance and their own gut. And they also like having freedom. They usually don't play by the rules, and they have a hard time hiding that for long. And as they spiritually become more aware, it's even more difficult. And so one thing people, I think, don't tell those that are on a spiritual an effort, a conscious spiritual path, sometimes it's difficult, but that's okay, because these things do get better, but sometimes we have to leave the past behind and our older self to really understand our true path. So that would be the free spirit is allows themselves to question and to think through things and to observe and ask and be patient too, to be able to wait for those answers. So free spirit that moves forward and trusts their own guidance. Now, number 7 would be this is very similar. So a free spirit is the number 6. Number 7 is an independent thinker that is self-assured. Most of these people know what they think. You're not going to really, they're open to ideas, but they are very independent thinking, and they don't think in terms of the collective. Well, everybody says, we should do things a particular way. They don't really care. They're going to do it their way, what they feel is best. So independent thinkers, and that usually tends to be self-assured. Like, no, I'm pretty sure this is what I want to do with my diet or what I eat. This is, they're pretty sure about these things. So many starseeds happen to also be entrepreneurs because they think for themselves. And, like myself, I owned an ad agency for 20 some years, and I've, went to school for that and so forth. And then, I've always done things entrepreneurial because that feels right for me. So you will find this is not always the case, but many times it is, that you will find independent thinkers, and sometimes they're entrepreneurs. That's number 7. Number 8 is they're usually spiritually mature. They may not be mature in relationships or other areas, but spiritually, they usually are. They usually take the lead in spiritual matters, whether it be in their community or in their family. Sometimes they can't talk to their family, so that may not apply. But they take this, they're spiritually mature to the fact they usually step in and help others that are struggling when they already have the answers for things. So they do like to help others on their path because they are spiritually aware and mature in that area of their life, that particular facet of their life. They are mature. Number 9, you are a light bearer with a strong, calming, and healing presence. So part of that is there are some people here that are starseeds that have supernatural abilities, healing abilities, energy abilities, and there are others that are just here for just their presence, because their presence is so calming and so warm and inviting, and they illuminate an area in which they're in. And so really it's only their presence that is needed and nothing else. And you've been around people like that. Just being around them, there's a calmness that they bring. Now, that doesn't mean that all of them know they're starseeds. Some don't know yet, okay? And they don't really know they're here at this time and all of that. Oh, they'll find out. If they don't find out this life, they'll find out when they cross and have their life review. They'll go, oh, okay. Well, that's why I always wanted to help people. So it all works out for the greater good of all. So that would be spiritually mature is 8. Number 9 is you're a light bearer with a strong, calming, and healing presence. It's just your presence. And number 10, most starseeds are intuitive, either a lot or a little bit. They're intuitive, and I'll take it as far as some have healing type abilities when they're around plants, people or animals, and others have psychic abilities, some level of psychic ability, because they've opened their pineal gland. And that is definitely the gland that you want open if you want to astral travel. So a lot of people that have these psychic abilities, psychic powers, they also astral travel, and many are telepathic. They can communicate things to people, usually at night when they're in a relaxed state. If they're talking and busy, they may not get the message right then. but they can communicate at a higher frequency level. And so I will say intuitive. And they use these abilities for discerning situations and, helping the planet, of course, too. But so many use it so normally in life, they don't even really call it a thing, because many people I talk to do not use their abilities professionally. They just use it. They don't even really give it much thought because it's such a part of them. And that might be you. The other would be number 11 is you are wise beyond your years. There's things that you just know, you may not know. And then someone asks you a question and you just absolutely know the answer, like you've known it forever. And so there's a wisdom within you that is, and some of the information is not information that you're readily available that you would have. And some of it may even be esoteric. It may be like, well, how many solar systems reside in, around the left side of Orion? I mean, it may be bizarre, and you would just absolutely know when on the spot. You have a connection with some kind of outside information, and that could be from past lives or other worlds or both. And this is something that really is available to all of us. We talk about, the Akashic records. The Akashic records is, it can be normally seen as from our Earth years here and various lives and the story and the types of persons we've been. But it can also go to galactic history, like galactic historian Debbie Solaris, who's going to be on here. She also, she gets a lot of information on different our history, a true galactic history. So that is something that people get. I can now get, since I had a DNA activation a year and a half ago, I can tell usually what planet people are from, get a pretty good feel. And I'm now getting downloads on history. I've done a lot of past life. Now I have just instant recall on places I've been. So your spirituality and your growth here, if you're a starseed, is also accelerated because we are getting help actively from our galactic family. They're still around in not just the ether space, whatever. And so we're getting downloads. Many times people may feel ringing. I feel it in my right ear. Sometimes I also I will feel like I'm buzzing everywhere, like buzz, and that is a download. And I've literally gotten physical downloads on my computer where I see interference, like a Morse code. So they are working with their energy to raise it because they do want to see us succeed. Number 12, you are creative and imaginative and have out-of-the-box situations that work. So you're not a person that thinks within the box. You might at first, but you get out of that box. You get out of the box. And this is important in this time that we're in, because we're stuck in a rut. We're working with things that doesn't work very well. We've polluted Mother Earth. We've not to get into a whole soapbox, but there's crime, there's this and that. I mean, there is a better way. And so by being creative and imaginative and of course kind and generous, starseeds find better options than the ones that we have that were old models that just don't work anymore. And they're open to that. And I will even go as far to say that many starseed type people, even if you don't know it yet, you could be, once you're activated, you can have instant memory. That's the whole activation part, is because you actually remember and you get a download. So it can be, and that keeps happening, meaning you can keep getting more and more and more. I know that I do. And then you could remember. And what that does, it just helps confirm where you already know somewhat in your heart that the mission that you're here for and what you're here to do and to help yourself and others. I'll have the list at the very end so you can see the full 12 traits. And then stay tuned. I'm going to be having some incredible, more just fun spiritual topics, things that hopefully will help you and validate you and give some clarity, as well as some amazing guests, including Starseed guests. It's just very exciting coming up this next year. So thank you for watching and continue supporting me. Like, share, and consider being a channel member. Much love. Please subscribe, like, and make comments, and support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.